Okay guys, so in this particular lesson we are going to solve this x squared plus 3x minus 10 equals 0. Okay, so this is what we are going to solve in this lesson. Okay, so how do we go about this? Remember I said we can do this, take this guy, don't forget the sign goes with it. So we take these two guys together and multiply. And when we multiply, we are going to have minus 10x squared. We are going to have minus 10x squared. So we are now going to look for the factors of minus 10x squared. Those like two numbers that we multiply, and then to give you what? Minus 10x squared. So let's go. Let's look for it. When you look for it, sorry, we are going to start with. I told you that if the number is negative, there must be one of the factors must be negative. All right. So we have minus 5x times 2x. This will give us what? Minus 10x. Or we can have 5x times minus 2x. Know the difference. Here the negative sign is on x, it is on 5. Here the negative sign is on 2. Good. So we can also have other factors like minus 10x times 1. And we can also have minus 1, or should I say minus x times 10x. Alright, so each of these, when you multiply them, they will give you what? Minus 10x. But which one are we going to use in this particular problem? Because we cannot use all of them. Alright, so which one are we going to use? We are going to use this one. Now you might be wondering why the first one is always the one I use. Because I already know. Okay, so for you, you have to check, right? I already know. That's why I write it first. So and again, this is a lesson, so I have to try and be orderly as much as I can. Excuse me. So this goes minus 5x times. See, I was even wrong. Hey, okay. Minus 5x times plus 2x. We are not going to use this one. We will not use it. So minus 5x plus 2x will give me what? Minus 3x. Can you see that? So, but what I'm looking for is the factor whose sum is going to be what? Plus 3x. Yeah? That's what I'm looking for. So, but this one is giving me minus 3x, so I cannot use this guy. Alright, so let's proceed to the next one. 5x plus minus 2x. 5x plus minus 2x is going to give me what? 3x. Because plus times minus here is minus. So we now have 5x minus 2x to give me what? 3x. This one is positive. This one is negative. So we are not going here now so that we can shorten this video. So we will not go to talk about this guy and this guy. Alright. So with this two, with what we have here now, this is what we go. So we are going to replace 3x in this equation with this guy. Alright, so let's take this off. This is supposed to be written in a rough, but when you get very comfortable with this, you will not even need to be doing all these rough things. Alright, good. So I'm taking this off to keep our equation as it were. Good. Right, so we have this now. So we have already sorted this guy out. So we know that x squared, then we can put plus 5x minus 2x minus 10 equals 0. Because 5x minus 2x will give us 3x. And 5x times 2x will give us what? 5x times minus 2x will give us minus 10x squared. Alright, so with this done, we now do what? The grouping. Alright, so this will be x squared plus 5x grouped and minus 2x minus 10 grouped equals 0. So the next thing we are going to do is to look for the highest common factor of these two. Alright, remember I told you that we have talked about highest common factor. So we look for the highest common factor of these two. I have a lesson on highest common factor, so you can do well to check it out. So the highest common factor of x squared and 5x is going to be what? X. So we now have x plus 5 left. inside the bracket. Then the highest common factor of minus 2x and minus 10 is going to be minus 2. What will be left in the bracket will be what? X plus 5 when you take minus 2 out. Alright, this will be equal to what? 0. Now x plus 5 is common to x and x plus 5 is common to minus 2, so we can factorize again. So if we factorize again, we'll have x plus 5, and then what will be left is what? X minus 2. Alright, good. So at this point, like I said before in the previous class, if you were asked to factorize this, then this is where you should end. But if you were asked to solve it, alright, so you have to go further from here. So because when two things multiply and the answer is 0, one is likely to be 0. For instance, if you have 1 times 0, you get what? 0. So if two things multiply and the answer is 0, it means one of them somehow was 0. So let's look at it now. So if you have x plus 5 multiplying x minus 2 and you have 0 as the answer, it means that either x plus 5 is 0 or x minus 2 is 0. So that means we can say x plus 5 is equal to 0, or we can say x minus 2 is equal to 0. So if x plus 5 is 0, so that means we can write x equals to what? Minus 5. And if x minus 2 is equal to 0, so we can write x equals to what? 2. Minus 5 crossing over the minus 2 crossing over the equality sign to give you what? 2. Now, because it is a quadratic equation, we must always have two solutions, two values for the solution. Here we have minus 5 and here we have 2. Alright, in the previous example as well, we did have two different solutions. Okay, now this answers, what we have here is often called the root of the quadratic equation. Alright, so this is what we call the root of the quadratic equation. These answers here, if they ask you to look for the root of this quadratic equation, what they are asking you for is minus 5 and 2. So the root of this quadratic equation is minus 5 and what? 2. This is not 8, please. Okay, why don't I just say? Alright, so this is it. This is where we are going to stop for this particular lesson till I come your way next time in the next lesson. See you.